Hey, what is up, guys? This is Brett with Brett's Cell Phone Repair. Today we're going to be repairing a charging port on an Alcatel One Touch. So I'm going to start by taking off this backing. Just like that. And there's going to be a whole bunch of screws in this back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like 12. Unless there's any hidden ones. Which we will find out. I'm going to be clearing my throat quite a bit because it feels like I'm getting a little sickness going on. So, sorry about that. So just remove the SIM card here, get that out of the way. Okay, and go ahead and start removing the screws. Okay, so now we can start separating it. There's going to be some clips holding this thing down. Oh yeah, see, there is a hidden screw right here where it says void. There's another screw right there. I'm gonna just try and peel this battery away from this backing, like that. So you can put that aside. Now we can remove the battery. And then this just plugs in right here. And you just kind of go underneath it. It's already starting to come up, as you can see. So I just kind of go up underneath it and pop it up like that. So there is that. And just go ahead and start unplugging your stuff. Unplug this ribbon cable down here carefully, like that. And this one right here. Like that. And then you can start lifting this up. This one's going to be held down by a couple plastic clips. You can see there's one where my thumbnail is right there. Look for those plastic clips and you can kind of help maneuver it out away from the clips. I'm just going to unplug my rear facing camera too. Right there. So it looks like this vibrator needs to come out too, right here. And this one's most likely held down by adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get underneath that. Just like that. And then this looks like this button needs to come out right there. This home volume button and power button, because it goes around along this side and then solders in the motherboard right there. And this one is held on by some adhesive too, so you just kind of want to get in between there and loosen that up like so. And let's move that out of the way. So this should come up now. If it's not coming up and you're tugging on something, make sure you double check to make sure everything's removed. So we can move our LCD out of the way. Right here's what we're going to be replacing. This one's going to be a little bit trickier because this vibrator is right here. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do, take my Kapton tape. My Kapton tape, Kapton. I don't even know how to say it, but this stuff right here you can get on eBay pretty cheap. It's just wherever you put it, it reduces the heat. So you want to put it wherever you don't want to heat up, around your charging port. And there's a couple little components right there on each side, those little white dots. I'm going to put some over that too. Make sure there's no important components in the back too that you didn't cover. There's some right there. So I'm going to call that good. Hey guys, so this is how I set it up. I've got my motherboard individually wrapped with Kapton tape, and then I've got some underneath the motherboard here on this box so it doesn't burn, and then I put it down over that, and then I taped it over the motherboard to the box so that it holds in place. So I got all my components connected or protected, and then I have my Kapton tape on the box so it doesn't burn, and then I have my Kapton tape holding it down so it doesn't move. So this is my heat source. This is the one that I use right here. You can copy that, take it down, write it, buy it, whatever you want to do. That's what I use. And then I got my small tip on here so I can control the heat. And I'm just going to go ahead and start it at 380 degrees. So here we go. Make sure you warm it up enough so that it comes up easily. So just go around the solder points, around the outer edge barrier, you know, the outer edge of the charging port. Like so. See? I have bad luck trying to put it down using the same solder. So I always try to put the new charging port, I try to remove this old solder and then put the new charging port in and then re-solder it in with a soldering gun. Just because I never have good luck trying to put it down and use the heat gun to put it on. Some people can do it, but I just haven't had good luck with it. So I'm putting flux on this to help the solder come out. And then I'm going to use my soldering wick. Okay, so now that that is done, take your new charging port. Take your new charging port and set it in. Make sure it sits down flush. Looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and take this tape off now. So this is the new charging port. I'm just going to put on there one more time. Make sure it sits flush. Okay, looks pretty good. There's just a little bit of solder on this one that's kind of preventing me from pushing it all the way down. So I'm going to try and take my solder gun and heat it up so that it remelts that solder that's currently in there and then sits down flush. Okay, that looks better. So I'm going to grab my solder. just going to get a little bit of solder here on the tip of my gun, and then try and hold this charging port flush. Okay, so now that should hold. Man, for some reason I just can't get that to sit down flush all the way. Still that one spot. Let's see if we can do this. Well, I don't like that. I'm going to take that back out. There we go. I'm going to try and get all that solder out. And yes, I know this looks like a pain in the butt, and that's because it is. It takes a little bit of skill to do this fix here. Looks a little better. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it up like that, and then I'm going to solder all four of the legs in here first. So I'm going to push this flush so that I know it's flush. Okay, so I got the back side done. Now I'm going to solder the front side of those legs. Make sure I'm lined up. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so that should be good, those four legs. Now I'm going to concentrate on soldering the back little pins back there. And first I'm going to start with putting some flux down. Okay. Then I'm just going to grab a tiny bit of solder. I'm just going to check those connections to make sure they're not soldered together. Let's see. Yeah. Does look like a couple of them are soldered together. Well, I used just a tiny bit too much, so I'm going to try and remove some of that with my wick. So there it is. Easy, folks, right? It's a piece of cake. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just clean up all this flux on here. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to get out some alcohol. I'm going to get some alcohol out and get drunk, baby. Some of this rubbing alcohol. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put our motherboard back on. This is the moment of truth. Oh, when I was taking this apart too, this little rubber thing came out, and that goes on right here, like so. Let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and start putting it back on. Watch out for all the cables. Line up the cables. And then remember, this kind of snaps back in. Oh, right there. Okay, so now it's all flush. Just make sure it snaps back in. Oh, there's another snap right there. Okay, so that doesn't want to snap down, so I'm going to go ahead and try and put the right side in first, then the left side. There's that clip right there. That little clip. Sorry about that, just getting a phone call. So, put that clip in first, and then try this clip, see what happens. There we go. Okay, so now that's in. Just make sure you get those clips down. Alright. Right there. Okay. Go ahead and stick your button back down. Make sure that lines up nice. Nice and flush, like so. And then let's go ahead and put our battery back on. Now let's put our vibrator back in the place it came, right there. And then we'll go ahead and put our battery on. Now's a good time to test it before we snap that backing back on. So, let's go over here, see what happens. Okay, well when I plugged it in, the light came on, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, putting it back together. And actually, I'm going to leave this on the charger before I put all those screws back in, just to make sure that it does charge up. So I'll come back with you guys. Hey guys, so just want to show you that it is charging. So that's a good sign. All that's left to do is put in the back screws and then go ahead and put the back plate back on. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish up with just putting in the last screws here. So. Okay, so that's all the screws in there. Should fire up because it's got a little bit of battery in it. There you go. Easy as pie, right? Just kidding. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, that's just the way I do it. If you have another method for putting the charging port in, soldering it in an easier way, go ahead and feel free to share it and comment. Thanks for watching.